Hi everyone, welcome to Python tutorial. In this video, we are going to discuss today list in Python. We will go deep dive in list, what is list, how we can create list, how we can modify, how we can access elements in the list, and many other function or built-in function we will discuss in this video. So first, what is list? So a list in Python is a collection of order and changeable elements which is allowing duplicate entries also. It can contains elements of different data types including numbers, strings, and even other list we can also define in a list. So how we can create lists? So there are several ways to create a list. So let's go dive deep in how we can create a list. So the first method I'm going to show you here, square bracket. If you guys are familiar with JavaScript, so you know we calling this square bracket like array. If there is a data, like for example apple, I'm gonna call like data like this, bananas, because I love fruits, and strawberry. Okay, so in JavaScript we are calling this array, and which is very useful in array in programming languages. But in Python, this is called list. So I'm gonna call variable which is fruits, and this is my fruit list. That's the common way to create list in Python. Another way we can create a list through a list function. Python provide a list function to which you can create a list, like array. So let's go. What is that? So for example, if I have numbers, and these numbers are in the parentheses, like we calling in parentheses. Okay, so how can I convert this into list? So there is a function called list. Okay, so I'm going to create another variable for converting, so I can store the list with this variable, not in the numbers, because you cannot change it like this. So numbers is a list of numbers. Now I call variable number list, and I'm going to call a function which is list. The name is a function, it's called list. In this list I will give the value, the numbers, the data, which one I need to create as a list. So I'm going to give them that numbers variable which is define the data. So I will tell to Python create a list for me with this function. So let's take it out of print. In print I will check numbers. Okay, number list. I'm gonna save and run the Python app, and now you can see here, now we get a list. It's so easy. So any data like this, if you have in parentheses on any object, so you can like simply call the list function, and we will change into the array method like in list. Another way we can create like a comparison method. So in comparison are a concise way to create a list in Python. So they basically provide you a simple, efficient way to create a new list based on existing data. So let's see how we can do that comparison method. It's very easy. So I'm going to call, like for example, I want to do some square number generated. Okay, so for square number, if I call square numbers, that's my square number. I'm going to tell to Python, there is x. I want it 2 times. Okay, 2 over time. You know, square numbers in mathematics, if you go on the top of it. So the square number, I have it, but I want to see if for x, which is this x element, is a variable, should be in range. That's the one of function. What should be the range of it? So the range, I'm gonna call him 11, like 10 range. Until 10 you can create it, like 2 2s are 4, and 4 2s are 9, or 4 2s are 8, something like this. Only 10 times created, no more than that. Okay, so let's take it out how we can create a list with a square number. Okay, it will be generated very easily. So I'm gonna call here square numbers. I don't know what's happening with my extensions, is not working properly. So let me run again the app, and now you can see the first was 1. Okay, 2 1 x is equal to basically 1, so 1, and then 2 times over 4, then 2 times go 9 16, and it's totally 10 times. So 1 to 11 is mean from 1 to 10, like between have a total 10 numbers. So 1 2 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 times. And this is how we can create square number. You can easily create like a, for example, if I say x plus 2 in the range of 10, so same, it will be plus, instead of multiplication square root, it will be just plus the elements. So now you can see here, from 1 is it will come to 3, and then 4, then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, 12. So this is how you can create a comprehensive way of using list. It's another way. Now the time has came how we can access elements in the list. So it's very simple. Like if you guys familiar with JavaScript, so it's very easy. We can just call the number, like for I'm gonna say print it out right now, okay, and I'm gonna call fruits. That's one way. I'm gonna define you in so many ways how we can take this. So for example, I want to take the banana. So in a programming language, you know, starting with the 0, 1, and then 2. So I call him, get printed out only the 1, okay. So it's mean it will become as bananas. So that's here now, bananas counts. This is how you can access the elements. Now if you want to access the element, the last element of that, so you're gonna just simply like -1, so it will goes to negative. So negative indexing, how you can do this negative indexing, so it will come -1, so basically 0, starting from 0. So then when we going to call him -1, so it will be give us the last object. So now sorry, bananas, it's come -1. Oh sorry, it's not save basically. So now you can see strawberry. Okay, this is how you can, if you want the last elements of the array. Another thing, we can go now slicing list. Slicing means if you want, like for example, between some range like from 1 to 3, or if you have like so many other, for example, I have more. Let me add some more so you can guys can take a look how is it work. So I have guava. Currently forget how many fruits are there, so I'm really confused. Anyhow, so I just added a couple of more. I want to slice this list. Slice this, for example, if I want to take from here to until avocado, not the other one, it's like the middle one, I can select how many elements I needed. Okay, so I'm gonna come and print it out from the fruits. Okay, so basically fruits is my that's array or list. I'm gonna call him came from 1 to 4. So for example, this here the slicing has one thing common. So the slicing syntax basically will start this index is the first element to include in the slice. So you should be remember that what number you are going to define in the slicing, that will be include in this list. So I'm calling 1, so it will be include this, but it will be not include number 4. Okay, so the last one, the end one, when you're calling, that will be not included. It will be exclude from the slicing. So remember that will be exclude. So number 4 will not come, like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That will not come. It will give me until avocado. Only 1, 2, 3. So let's go check it out how this works now. And see 1, 2, 3. So the 4 is exclude. So the starting in the slicing method of this slicing list is basically the first one we need include, and the second element which we are going to define, it will be exclude from the list. So just be remember that whenever you calling slicing your list, so you just make sure you are dealing like this. Okay, now we already knows how we can access element and how we can slicing a list. The next thing, modify, how we can modify the list. That's another topic, like how we can modify an element. For example, in modifying, I want to add elements to this list. So there is a couple of ways to adding elements. Let's go and check it out. So for example, there is one method, it's called append. Okay, call means append. So append means we can add elements in the list. I will also show you. So this basically what to do in append method, it will be add the element in the end of the list, not in the starting of the list. Okay, it will be goes in the end of the list. So for example, I'm gonna call what other fruit we have, for example, blueberry. Okay, so that is blueberry. Okay, and now I can print it out the fruits again on the fruit list. And here, so now you can see here we add in the end of array blueberry. So this is how you can add element. Another way to add element to list to use extend. Okay, so you can extend. So but in this extend method, which you allow to add multiple elements in the list, so in the extend method. So I'm going to just replace this to extend. I'm gonna call here blueberry and another one, another fruit. Okay, and cherry. Okay, so now, so basically extend is coming if you want to add multiple elements, multiple data, for example, in the list. So you can use simple like this way. So now if you can see list extend, what's get wrong, extend, did I make the simple equation? Let me check again what's wrong with it. List takes exactly one argument to give it. It says one argument. Of course, yes, one argument. So basically you has to give them in a form of array. Okay, in a form of array, because one argument, we are going to give them one argument of array to add this in the list. So let's go and check it now again. So now you can see we add two cherry and blueberry in the same list. So this is how you can add multiple elements or multiple data into the list. So for example, if you want to remove elements from the list, okay, so if you want to remove, so what you're gonna do here, so there is a couple of methods. One is remove. So let's talk about one. The first one is remove. In this method you can define which one element you want to remove, like which one data you want to remove. So for example, I'm going to tell them I want to remove this bananas. Okay, this element I want to remove. So it will be simple with this function fruits dot remove function will allow me to remove that element from my list. So now you can see here apple and then strawberry, because bananas is not available here. Another way we can use another method, which is pop method. Okay, so pop method is basically which removes the element at a specified index and return its value. For example, if I can say you need to define this instead of element name, you can just give them index number. So index is, for example, banana again, so it's a one index. Okay, I'm going to tell them they remove the elements from here. So there is a couple ways we can do it. I'm just going to try like this. Okay, now you can see remove is already removed, and somebody like doing here removed, for example, remove fruit from here. You can try like this, make another variable, and then you can call here print remove fruit. You want like just for reference, if you know what you're going to do in the code here. And now another method, we're going to look to how to update elements in the list. So update elements in the list, it's very basically assigning a new value to a specific index. Okay, so for example, on the same index I want to introduce a new element. There is bananas, but I want to add cherry here instead of bananas. So I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna say fruit, and the fruit has, like, this is the list. In the list on index number 1, like the first index, number 1 index, I want to change this to cherry. Okay, so this is going to be add cherry instead of bananas here. So now if I call to my, now you can see here cherry is add. So this is how you can updating your elements in the list, how you can update for which number you want to index similar data. So modifying list is a common task in Python programming. So the list data structure provide you several methods for adding, removing, and updating elements, making it flexible and powerful basically tool. So now you know how we can modify this list. Let's take it out how we can sort out, like sorting, reversing. If you want to this sorting with like from 1 to 10 or from 10 to 1 or A to Z or Z to A. So how we can do that? Okay, so let's check. There is a built-in method which is called sort in Python, sorting list. So sort method by default it should be used. So let's go and take a look. Fruits dot sort method. So this is a new sort method. Basically it default the sort method will sort the list in ascending order, okay, not in the reverse order. Ascending order more means like it will be go to A to Z. Okay, so if I run now, so apple and avocado come to the next one, like avocado is here, so A and then B, C D E F G and then S in the end. So this is how in ascending order. But for example, if you want to sort the list in descending order, not in ascending order, descending order, so how what you're gonna do here, you can just call here. That's the function. You can check in the documents more if you want it. I'm just gonna give you an example how you can easily do that. So you can call here reverse. Okay, reverse is equal to I'm just gonna call reverse is equal to true. True should be used like the capital true. So then the sort method will know if this is going reverse true, so we are going to take this as a descending order. Let me clear this terminal. Let me make it more big. And now if I run the app, now you can see strawberry came at the first, and then guava, and then B, and then A. So this is how you can sort your ascending and descending. Similar function you can use. There is a function also, and if you don't want to use like this reverse true, you can just simple use reverse. Okay, that's called a built-in method called reverse method. If I call again now, so you can see the same count. So basically in this reverse method they are doing by different way. So guava, avocado, and change little bit different way. That's another method you can use it. Now there is just a simple method they would use it in this Python. One is for example, this is reverse. Now there is another built-in function reversed, means D is also available in this. So what does that mean? So the reversed function return a reverse iterator, but it does not modify the original list. Okay, so if you want to get the rewards list, you can pass the result to that list. So what we going to do this, you're gonna find first the call list function, and then you want to reverse, because the iterator you need to use it. So let me give you one example the simple way. I'm gonna call variable here reverse fruits. Okay, just give you a simple quick example, and then I will call list function, like we're going to create another list, like, and that list will reverse our current list, means that the current fruit list. So I'm going to call here reversed. That's the function method, and in this method I'm going to give them my list of fruits. So I'm going to storing the new list, and that list will take another function to reverse my fruit list. Okay, now what I'm going to here print it out. Let's gonna give you an example. When I do, then maybe you guys can a little bit understand. Let me clear this. Okay, and now okay, reverse fruit. I think I missed some spell. Oh, reserve. Okay, instead of reverse I call reserve, so that's why reserve. Just a simple mistake of my okay. Again, let me copy it. I think I cannot see properly. Sorry for that. Okay, so now let me clear this again. Okay, so now you can see we got a new array which is starting from guava, avocado, strawberry, and bananas. So what is it? We change the iterator to the list function. The result of this, like sorting and reversing lists, are important tasks in Python programming. So the list data structure provides several methods and the functions for sorting and reversing lists, making it easy to arrange the data. So you need to understand how this reverts and what you want to do with that. This is several couple of ways. Again, you can check for more detail in the documentation of Python how we can more manipulate with it. Next, we will be talking about list methods. Like there is a couple of methods like append method. We already checked it out. Append we can add. There is another method instead of append is insert. So let me discuss the insert now because we already checked append. So we can check now insert method. So the insert method basically allow you to insert an item in a specific index in the list. So the first argument of the insert method, so let me give you just example, the fruits, and then I'm gonna say insert. So there are two arguments you're gonna check whether they in this insert. Number one is the index where you want to insert the item. So for example, I want to insert on the first one, the bananas, and the second argument is the item to be inserted. It's like what item you want to insert in what location. So we tell them we need to insert on the first position, and the first position, that element I want to be not another element. Right now I'm gonna print out this fruits here, and let's go check, and now you can see apple and cherry. This is how you can do it. We already discussed remove method, so you know how you can remove, and the pop method also we checked how we can use remove from the pop method. And there is another method which is called finding index, like how you can find index of the element if you want to do just simple index. So let's check. So for example, I'm gonna just call here directly, just change it. Okay, fruits dot index, and instead of because we now inserting data, so I'm gonna call here bananas. Okay, and now print. Oh no, let me store basically data because the fruits is the whole list. So I'm gonna store this in index number, of the index number, for example. Okay, and now just gonna copy here to print it out the index number of that bananas. So this is another way you can check the indexing number of the current element if you want to element. But now another method is here that we need to discuss, count. Another built-in method which is we going to talk is count method. So count method basically is telling us the element which you want to count how many times is available in the list. So because in list you can define duplicate items. So for example, I come here and I'm gonna define another apple element. Okay, so apple another here. Now this is the built-in function of count, and I'm gonna call here, and I want to know how many times apple is existing in my list. Okay, so now print this variable count. Let me clear this and calling here Python, and now you can see 2 times. It tells me 2 times is available in the list. So this is how you can count your elements in the list, how many times is available. There is another method which is called extend. Extend method basically adds multiple items to the end of the list. You can pass a list, or you can pass a tuple or any other iterable object. You can also extend it. So for example, extend basically means I'm gonna give you, I have this array until here. Okay, I'm gonna call another array and I'm gonna say new fruits. So I have fruits, and then new fruits came and I create another list of fruit. Now I want to extend. Okay, I want to extend the fruits into the new fruits. Okay, I want to add this new fruit to the fruit. So how I can do that? There is a method called extend. So what I'm going to do, I'm telling to the list the fruits, because I want to extend the fruit, not the new fruit, correct? So I tell them this is the extend method. The fruits extend with the new fruits. Okay, just make sure, because in which array you want to extend it, just you're gonna describe the same. Okay, fruits extend the new fruits means you want to add the new fruits here. Okay, now I'm gonna call here the fruits array, which is the previous one. So now you can see here apple, banana, strawberry, and avocado apple, and it's extended. So basically this is how you can extend multiple arrays if you want to, and either an object also. Now let's the time is came to check some built-in some built-in function, and how this built-in function we can like what kind of built-in function have available more. So in this have we have the length function, basically length. So length is the function, okay, how many items we are available in the um, our array. So I'm gonna just simple call fruits dot, no, not fruits dot, basically length. So this is called length function. In this length function I'm gonna give them the fruits. Okay, because the fruit is basically that's the list, and that's the length of the list, and this is how I store that data in the new variable, which is length. Okay, and I'm gonna call here length. Sorry, spelling mistake all the time. Now if I call here print, so now I'm going 3, so 0 1 2. Basically if we're counting 0 1 2, that's a programming language, but 3 total elements available is 3. That's why the length is calling you have 3 elements. Another built-in function of max, and there is min also. So basically max and min is using mostly in the numbers of array. If you have a number list, so for example I have a numbers, and I have this 225 67 89 3 and 6. This is my numbers array. I want to find out what is the maximum number in this list. So it's very simple. I'm going to create another variable maximum, and then I can call the function, which is built-in function give us provided by Python. I'm going to call them the max. Just take it out the maximum number, which one is the highest number of this. Okay, so we are going to print it out, and this print it out, run again. Oh, max fruit is not defined. Oh yeah, sorry, I was looking the fruits but it's numbers, not fruit, sorry. Now see 89. So 89 is basically the maximum number is available. The same way we can define is min number. I'm not going to change the variable for now, just calling the same way. Okay, so it will be takes less time. And now you can see the 2 is the minimum number in this array. Now we can also sum it, like a plus it, all numbers we can sum it. So I'm gonna call here just to change the function so you guys can know. I'm gonna say sum numbers, so all the numbers should be add to each other and give us the result. So now you can see 192. Basically it could be possible because 27 and then 69 then 89, so it comes to 192 if you want to sum of all your numbers in the list is available. Sorted function we already discussed. Okay, how you can sort it out. Now another thing is comprehension. Like in the starting we also discuss about comprehension, how you can use it, but there is sorry, we can also add in that comprehension method like a if is available. Okay, so in comprehension let me make again a new way to create it, so I can give you the option numbers. So for example I have this numbers. Okay, and I'm gonna call squared even numbers. Okay, so for example squared That's even number, just a variable I'm calling, so you guys can know, okay, what I'm trying to do. So I'm gonna take squared even number, okay, and calling creating list. That's a comprehensive method, is very useful for the very bigger programmers. And the second option of this comparison, okay, what you're trying to do, so I'm going to say for x in range, basically. So not in range, because we are not going to range, we are going to use these numbers which is provided. Okay, so when you're trying to in range, in the first we did, so basically we are telling them, okay, that our range, but now we are using these numbers. So in this number, so for x, basically that's the x and that's number in these number, which will be even. We need to define now even. So there is a you can call here. That's a third task of this comparison method. We are calling this if x, okay, and then division by 2 and give us equal to 0. So that's how we're going to create an even numbers. That's a mathematical function. Okay, so that will be created if that's even, so then it will be go and check it. So let me check it out. Print square numbers. Okay, let's we check it out if that's even. So for example, even is 6 and 2, the other is not coming even, if it's coming 0. So now you can see 2, so it's come 4 and 6, so it's multiplied by mixing and then goes to 36. So this is how you can also use the another comparison method. If clause is also available for only the even number in the list. Thanks for watching. We will check the next video.